Hello again, everybody. I need to start working on better intros for my videos. Anyway, I am excited this morning because I love when I can kill two birds with one stone, per se. I have a project that I'm working on, or need to work on for a client, and I thought I might as well turn it into a teaching lesson because it's probably going to be useful for people out there. She's redoing her website, which I'm also involved in, but one of the things that she wanted to do was she wants her freebie ebooks redesigned and kind of updated and revamped to match her new branding that we did for her. And she created her freebies initially in Word, and she's not a designer. She did what she could, and they don't look half bad, but I don't blame her for wanting to get everything updated and a little bit more of a polished look to go with her new website. So basically we're going to create an ebook in Illustrator. What that comes down to is basically we're going to create a multi-page PDF that her customers can download, and we're also hopefully in the last part of the video, once we actually get it laid out, I'm going to show you how to add links and everything too, because we're going to put her new website address in there and her social links, and then we can take that into Acrobat Pro and we can add links so that they're clickable when the customer actually receives the PDF, which is kind of cool. So let's get started. I have a Word layout from her, which is right here. Bring that in the screen. It's the bottom. We'll go all the way up to the top. It's her 24-hour jumpstart manual. It's got some photos, some text. It's nice that all the text is there, and then we just have to copy and paste it. I did grab a few new photos just to give it an updated look. And we're going to plop her new logo in and everything, but this is what we're starting with, or what we're trying to redo. So let's go in Illustrator, and we're going to set up a new document. We're going to want it 8.5 by 11, so which is kind of already my preset that's in here. And you're going to want it portrait. And here's the important part, your number of artboards. Being that her document, the Word document, the existing layout is 6 pages. We're just going to start with 6 pages. We can always add and we can always subtract, but we're just going to start with 6. So think of artboards as pages when you're doing actual layout. So we're going to do 6 artboards. Since this is going to be a digital document, a digital download, we don't have to worry about bleed. And we should probably make the color mode RGB since it's going to be viewed on screen. You want RGB. So that's our document set up. So let's hit create. And here's our 6 pages. So we're going to start with page 1. And let's take a look. So we have a big image, we have the title, and a quote. So let's start with the image. I made a library within Adobe specifically for this customer, so I'm going to go to that now. It's a really good way to save time and not have to keep switching windows and stuff. So in my library I saved some stock photos that I kind of looked at and found ahead of time. So this is the fruit bowl that I found for the front. So I just drug it over onto my artboard from my library. And it's just the watermarked image because I never download images until my customer approves them. So we work with the watermarked image until we proof it. So I have my image here, and obviously it's way too big. So I'm going to take the corner of it, hold my shift key down, and drag it so it stays proportional. And I want that to look nice and bleed off the edge, like so. And then we need to copy paste this title. I copy and paste as much as I can to avoid typing errors because I'm the worst typer in the world. So there's our text. Oh, okay, back up. I need to explain when I'm doing this. I'm going to go to the text tool, select my text tool, and I'm going to just click anywhere. I'm going to do a Control V and paste the text that I copied. And now I'm going to format that text. So I'm going to enlarge it. And I have, like I said, we did some branding, rebranding for this customer. So I have my brand board open as well so that I always know I have the logo handy and I know what fonts we used throughout her new website. So what I'm going to do to make this faster so I don't have to keep switching windows, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste her stuff up and off the artboard. So it's there and handy for me to use and grab, but it's not on my artwork. So let's make this text the same as her title text on her website, which is Playfair. So I'm going to select this line of type, and my type window is up at the top here. I'm going to type in Playfair, display, there we go, 24-hour jumpstart. I like that. And we're going to move this photo up just a little bit. Move that up a little bit. And remember, this text on the photo won't be there. It's just because it's the watermarked version. But let's go ahead and crop that photo a little bit. We are going to use our rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw just outside the artboard, and I'm going to draw my box where I want the photo cropped. So just underneath the text. So I'm going to select the rectangle that I just drew, and I'm going to select the image in the back. And then you go up to your object, down to clipping mask, and over to make. And now it just clipped my image to the size of my rectangle. And one thing to always keep in mind, whenever you do a clipping path, it will always bring that clipping path to the front. So as you can see, it just brought my photo in front of my text, so you can't see the text anymore. It's still there, but you can't see it. And that's easy to fix. Just keep your photo selected, go up to Object, Arrange, and send the photo to the background. There you go. So we have our header. I have to figure out where I'm going to incorporate her branding, her logo. And I'm wondering, let's try something. Let's bring her logo. Let's see if we can kind of watermark this image with her logo. So I have her logo. I'm going to switch my color over here to white. And see, no, I'm not really sure that I like that. We're just going to wait on branding for now because I think it will come to me later on. We're just going to move that off the artboard, save it for later. Okay, let's see what's next in our layout. Let's go to our Word doc. We are born, okay, so she has a quote here. Let's get that quote incorporated. I'm just going to highlight it and select it. And then I'm going to go to my type tool. This time I'm going to, instead of just clicking and pasting my line of text, I'm actually going to click and I'm going to drag a text box. And then I'm going to do a paste. And what that difference is, let me zoom in here. When you make a box, you have the ability to change the box here, and it will automatically reflow your text. So if I were to take my text tool and just click once and then paste, it does this whole big long line, and then it doesn't do anything but distort it. So we don't want that. That was fine for the title, but we don't want that for this text. So I'm going to change this font to match her body font, which is Lato. So I have it selected. I'm going to go up here, Lato regular. And I think we're going to center this right in the middle. And you know what, I want that to stick out just a little bit more, so I'm going to try putting a box behind it, but not black. And we're going to put just a light, not a light green. New. Okay, I'm going to suck up color from this kiwi. And then I'm just going to make it more green. There we go. Because her second, let's just grab her secondary color. Here we go. We're going to grab this green from her style guide. I'm going to post it up here. Oops. So now if I select my green box and I select my eyedropper tool and I click with the eyedropper on her green color, it uses that green color for the box. It's pretty cool. Okay, so, but again, we need to, our text kind of got lost behind there, so I'm going to take my box, do an object, arrange, send to back. And then I'm going to select my text and I'm going to make it white. And maybe just a little bit bigger. Center it there. Ah, it's looking better already. Okay, then what's next? Okay, this is her intro. So I'm going to copy this. And then again, I'm going to click and drag for my text and paste. And for body copy, I always do left justified. So we'll left justify it. It did already paste it in the right font, Lato, but 14 is kind of large. So let's drop it down to 12. Well, let's see. It's an ebook and people don't want to strain their eyes to read it. So let's view this. If you go up to your menu and you go to view, actual size. Okay, so if this text is actual size right now and somebody opened this ebook, I think that might be a little bit hard to read on screen without using the magnifying tool and zooming in a little bit. So let's keep that bumped up. Probably, let's keep it 14. And then we can add a little bit of, if you go to your character window, we can add a little space in between it by adding some leading, it's called. It's this tool right here, the A on top of the A. If you click the up arrow, it's going to add space in between. Okay, and I want this Hello Gorgeous to stand out just a little bit more. So we're going to make that the title the same font as the title. It's kind of going to be our header font. So Playfair display, and then we're going to make that even a couple points bigger there. And I feel like this body text is too close, so we're going to add some leading just in that first line. So if you select and drag this whole first line and then click your leading up, it's going to give you some space. Let's see. So, oh, I guess we are at the bottom. That fits pretty good. Okay. So here's a trick with this text box. Let's say that when I bumped the fonts up and I made this bigger, we ran out of room. Let's say that your text was like this and you could see that there was still the end of, it was missing some text hiding underneath here. This little red box shows up when you're missing text. All you have to do is take this bottom dot and drag it down, and that will reveal all of your text. But this actually fits okay I feel like maybe there should be a little bit more definition in between the paragraphs. So I'm going to select this beginning of the paragraph, and I'm going to adjust my leading again and just add a few points. And the same thing here. Select that line of the first paragraph, 2, 3, 4, and add some space. Okay. Okay, it's looking pretty good. First page done. Let's move on to the second. Okay, so this is the second section of her book. Imagine this. It's got some text and then a quote at the bottom. So I'm going to highlight, actually, I'm going to highlight everything because I think I can copy and paste that image too. So I have everything highlighted. I'm going to copy. And on my second page, I'm just going to draw my text box. Doesn't really matter how big it is. And I'm going to do a Control V. Okay, so it didn't copy the image, which is fine. But let's go grab that image. I am right-clicking on the image. I am copying it. And clicking off my text, just clicking on my blank page, and do a Control V. And there's our image. It's going to be towards the bottom. Now let's format this. Okay, so to keep in line with our headers, we have our kind of our title here, Hello Gorgeous. We're going to do the same with Imagine This. I'm going to add some dots. But then the rest of this, I'm going to make the body copy to match. So, Lato. And we're going to drop that down to 14 because that's our size. And you can see, even though all of my text is showing, I'm still getting this red box over here saying that there's text hiding. So I'm going to pull this all the way down till my box disappears. And I'm going to delete the extra spaces. I'm sure it's just extra. So I selected the extra spaces, hit delete, and then I'm going to drag this back up. There. Okay. I still want this title to be a little bit bigger, so let's bring that up. And then I want to add a space there, since we have the extra room. And you know what? I'm going to do that on the front page too. Let's see. This text is 27 points. So I'm going to highlight this, my text tool, and I'm going to go up here and type in 27. And I'm going to hit return. Just needed more space. But as you can see, we've run out of space down here. It's a little bit close. So now we have to take some space out of our title, which is totally fine. We're going to move our header image up, so I'm going to select my white arrow tool and I'm going to click on my image. So I'm just moving the image, not the mask. It's kind of important. And then I'm going to move that image up, and I'm going to move my text up, and I'm going to select my text in my box. And move that up as well. But as you can see, my photo is in front. So select my photo, arrange, send to back. And now we have some extra room. Yes, I like that a lot better. Okay. That page looks good. So let's go on to the third page. I am going to select copy. Okay, Control C, copy. Go to my third page, click and drag, Control V to paste, and whoa, it's really big. So we want to make it our body copy size, which is Lato regular, and we're doing 14 points. And this is our header, or our title for this page. So we're going to make that Playfair. And I already forgot what our size was. Oh, I should show you another trick. With the eyedropper tool, if I selected this text because I can't remember exactly what size we made the headers or the title caps, so if I highlight this and use my eyedropper tool and I click on this text, it will automatically change the format of my highlighted text. It's kind of cool. The eyedropper kind of sucks up all the information of whatever you clicked on, so it will format for you. Okay, now I feel like this should be bold, and I feel like this shouldn't have quite so much space in it. So I am selecting it, and I'm going to take some of the leading out. No. This needs more space. There we go. And here's another. Want to make that bold. And I'm going to make the name of the recipe bold. I'm going to make this italic. What other? Lunch should be bold. I'm going to make the whole snack bold. And this is just basic formatting stuff. You could do this any way you wanted. I'm just going to do this quickly so we can keep moving. And I see I need to pull my box down because all my text is not in there, so let's pull it down. There we go. And I'm going to take some spacing out of this paragraph. I'm going to make snack bold. Okay. Let's get our photo in here. Our little smoothie photo is here, so it's in my library. I'm just going to drag it over and then we can format it. It's huge. So I'm going to grab the corner, hold the shift key down, and shrink it. And where do we want this? Let's see. And I'm going to send it to the back so it's behind the text. And maybe, I think this kind of looks cheesy just sitting here by itself. I don't know. I mean, it's a gorgeous picture, but let's maybe try to be more creative with it. And let's maybe try cutting it off. Hold on. Oops. Where'd it go? Okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just lose pictures. Let's bring it in again. Okay, so I wanted to just try something and see if it worked. We are going to click and drag and enlarge this so it's kind of ends up going off the page. You can still tell it's a smoothie, but we're going to make a clipping mask so that it stops the edge of the page, like so. So there's my rectangle. That's the part of the picture that I want to show. And I'm going to select the whole picture and my rectangle. Object, mask, make. There we go. And then remember, when you mask an object, it always brings it to the front. So now we have to send it to the back. Arrange, send to the back. Ooh, I kind of like that. We just need to move it up a little bit. There. Okay. I like that a lot better than just the little image floating in the middle of the page. So that's our page 3. And you know what? Just for tutorial purposes, I'm going to make this our last page, and I'm going to skip to the end because the rest of this will be no different than what we've already done. And I want to show you how to export. So let's get our last page here. Copy, I'm just copying the info. I'm going to draw a text box, paste it. I'm going to format it. So I'm going to use the eyedropper tool again. I have all my text selected. I'm going to use my eyedropper, and I'm going to go to the page above here, click so that it's the same format. And then I'm going to make that title same. Let's see. Here, suck up that. There we go. Anything to save time, right? Okay. And we want to add Jane's lovely picture. Okay, so here, see what I was just doing? I want to add Jane's picture right here. Actually, maybe we'll put her picture on the left. So what we have to do anyway is shrink this text box. So we're going to take the right-hand side and we're going to drag it in, and then we're going to move it over. And then now we can put Jane's picture over here. So I'm going to my library. I'm going to drag Jane's picture over. Right there. Perfect. And I'm going to put her logo down here. And get her information. Copy. Paste. Select it all and format it to match the above. And we're going to center that. So then when we actually create the PDF, we will make these clickable. So then when you click on the website, it will take you to her website, or we can link her email address to automatically pull up your email. So I know she has some other social channels, so we'll add those too. But that is going to be the second part of this tutorial. This is just for layout and design. But okay, so let's say you have all your pages set up and formatted. We're going to just use the artboard tool down here, artboard tool, or the shortcut is Shift-O. And when you click on the artboard tool, see how it like makes the little dotted lines around here? That means that's the board you have selected. So when you have that, when you're using that tool, you can click on this artboard and hit backspace or delete, and it's gone. And we're going to hit this last artboard and hit delete because we don't need it. And if you're really ADD or OCD, whatever the term is, you can move this up and over here so they're all in a line, because that's going to bug me if I don't. Not that it even matters, but okay, so let's pretend that this is all done. You have it all formatted. You could have 20 pages. You can have as many artboards, as many pages as you need. It works the same way. So we have it all done, and first I always suggest to save an AI version. So we're going to do 24-hour jumpstart and save. If you look down here, you want to save it in Adobe Illustrator.ai. That is your original. It's always going to be editable. You can open it up and it will be just like this. It's not going to change anything. However, customers and the majority of the population can't open an Illustrator file. You have to have Illustrator to open an Illustrator file. So we need to put this in a format that the general public will be able to open, aka a PDF. PDF, I don't know anyone who can't open a PDF. So that's super simple. We go up here and do a file and do a save as. And we can name it the same thing. We just want to switch down here. Instead of Adobe Illustrator, go to Adobe PDF. And this is correct. It's going to use your artboards and it's going to do all of them, 1 through 4. So I'm going to save this to my desktop so that I don't get it messed up with anything. We're going to save the PDF. And then here you have some options. Let's see. I would use, what would I use? If you use small, let's try this, smallest file size, because you don't want a huge, ginormous PDF. So check that. You don't have to preserve, you don't have to embed, optimize, yes, and we want to look at the PDF after we're done, yes, and you don't have to check this bottom one. But let's look at our compression. Okay, in our compression, if we were to leave the image quality right now at low, when we open or when we look at the PDF, the image is going to be really not looking good. It's going to downsize it. It's going to make it look really crappy just for the sake of having a small file size. So we're going to bump this up to high along with the second one. Instead of low, do high. And we don't need marks and bleeds because this is going to be on screen only, and you should not have to do anything else with any of these. Nope. Okay, don't change anything there. Just hit Save PDF. And this is just warning us that we don't have Preserve Illustrator editing capabilities checked, which is totally fine. We don't want to be able to edit the PDF because we have our original saved. So I'm going to hit Don't Show Again and hit OK. And it should pop our PDF up for us. There we go. And I'm going to bring this into the screen. Check out our lovely PDF. Oops, sorry, my screen's being boggy. Okay, let's scroll through. Wow, I like it. And I like the photo. Perfect. Okay, that's it for now. I will do, the next tutorial will be how to make all of this linkable. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I just went over, feel free to email me. I am always here for questions. ErinGipfordFreelance@gmail.com. Or find me on social media. That is totally fine too. Good luck, and I would love to see your ebooks when you have them finished.